Shalom, Havarim. Wow, that is our friends who are fellowshipping in Elohim. For all our newbies, praise Abba for everyone he's drawing to this table today, tomorrow, whenever. It's just so exciting to have this medium. But speaking of which, when I said that, he called to mind something he wants everyone to chew on. I wasn't sure if he'd have me bring it up, but there it is. This medium might not be here much longer. I don't have a special word from Yahweh. I don't have any special knowledge about that, but just an impression that we need to be prepared to be disconnected by this medium. So there's that. I don't know anything else he wants me to say about it. It wasn't in my notes or anything. He just like, this medium, hello. Be prepared. And that is really essentially part of the Chew on This series. He wants to develop whatever relationship you have with him and go so far deeper. He always has more. Like Alan always said, it's never less, it's always more with Elohim. So no matter where you are right now, he wants to take you deeper and deeper and deeper. And wherever you are tomorrow with him, he wants you deeper than that. And he is willing, he's right there saying, chew on things with me. Go spend time alone with me. I have things to share with you. And it is so exciting to go down and really experience him more and more and more. And I can see from fellowshipping with you before the live stream, before 3 o'clock, and the Father's like, ding, ding, hello, time to go, that, there's Ramp Rat. Hey, there's Kelly, Michael, Tiffany, my ESS alum, my Echad Squad sister forever. She's in the chat with us today. Vanessa she is called to be somewhere else today, and praise Abba for the authority working on the inside of her such that she isn't concerned. Well, what if caregiver's upset that I'm not there? And what if Tiffany has a problem and can't? No. She's working with the Ruach. It's his direction, period. And she knows when she texts and says, I'm not going to be there, I'm going to say, praise Abba. The same as if she'd texted and said, see you at 3, praise Abba. Because there's nothing on the bad list. It all works together for good for those who love Elohim and are called out according to his purpose. And we're learning more about that, aren't we? The desire for him is what causes all things to work together for our good. He causes it because we desire him and his will. And that gets me to the topic of today that he gave me as I was yelling out the door. You know, Dennis had gone out to work. You know, he does a lot of work here on our property and keeps it beautiful. And the dog got left out, and I had shut the door, and she, I'm like, oh. So I opened the door and let her out, and I yelled out to Dennis, here comes Daddy's little helper. And boom, Abba said, that's the live stream. Like, and you know, we know, Dennis and I know, that's a euphemism for here comes Daddy's little mess maker. But the truth is, he wants her out there. He wants her out there to be with her. He loves his dog. And you see in the thumbnail, see, I'm almost crying at how much he loves her and I love her. She doesn't help. Obviously, she's a dog. And in fact, in the thumbnail, you can see not only is she not helping, she's standing where he's not shoveled yet. And I don't know if all of you live where there's snow, probably not, but if you're in the snow next to where someone shoveled, you are pushing snow back onto the shoveled path. But he wasn't upset. He wasn't like, oh, why'd you let her out while I'm shoveling? Now I gotta shovel it 3 times. Because he wants to be with her. You know, and puppies make the biggest mess, but they're the cutest, right? So when we're immature and we're spending time with Abba, we make the biggest mess. You know, we're in the kitchen with them and we're like, ooh, oregano, I bet that'll be really good. And we just toss in who knows how much. And he says, oh, no problem. We'll just do this and that. I had a plan for that. I knew you were going to do that. No problem. We're not following a recipe. I can make everything work together for good, for something tasty. And the ruach just fell on me so hard when I just gave that example, because I didn't really mean to. It just came out. Don't worry about all that oregano. You didn't ruin it. You can't ruin it. I am the master chef, and I know how to make everything tasty. Taste and see that Yahweh is good. You know, that example of being in the kitchen with the master chef is huge. You know, master chefs aren't walking around the kitchen with a recipe book and teaching their 5-year-old the recipe. They're just cooking with them. You know, when Alan did his sit down with Alan, what does it mean to pitch your tent with Abba Father, Yahweh, with Elohim in the Ruach? He said, doing everything you do with him. Well, here we are in the kitchen, and he doesn't have a rule book, so a lot of us are saying, well, where's the recipe? I'm really comfortable with a recipe. And he says, just be with me. I'm the master chef. You're going to learn by doing with me. And for someone with a degree in mathematics, the thing I like about mathematics is you start with A, and then you get to B, and then you get to C, therefore, A equals B. And then you're done. It's a recipe. So this pitching tents idea, this letting go, this falling backwards for someone so in love with rules is very difficult. And I think it's actually quite difficult for all of us humans, because that is what happened in the garden when we ate of the fruit of the knowledge of good and evil. Rules came into play. So we're all under this curse of rules. But the master chef, yes, he has the written word for us, because we got so far away from his models that he needed to give us something in the scene. He gave, and in fact, that's why Yeshua came, to represent Yahweh in the scene. And if you go, again, I'll direct you to John 17, 1 through 10, is why he came, to represent the Father, so we can have this master-chef relationship with the Father. We're just in the kitchen, and we reach for something, and there goes an egg, splat! And she says, don't worry about it. Boom, clean. Yeah, I can make that clean. Gone. Ooh, thanks. Because in my house, when eggs roll off onto the floor, I can't just snap my fingers. Well, I can, but then Gracie comes and laps it up. It's not quite the same. Yeah, it's, again, a bigger mess. But, you know, I enjoy her. I enjoy letting her do that. But it makes a bigger mess. So, you know, when you're with someone that really is a master, you get recipes like this. This is my stepdad's mother's pie crust recipe. He had me grab this 10 minutes before the live stream. He said, this will be good. Okay, here's a recipe. 2½ cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of vinegar, 3/4 of a cup of milk, and 1 cup of shortening. What am I supposed to do with that? Yeah, what if I took that as a recipe and threw it all in a bowl and stirred it up? I don't know if you've ever made pie crust, but that isn't how you do it. How did I learn? I went to her son, my stepdad. Hey, Dad. And he showed me how and filled in the gaps. That's what the Ruach does with the written word. This is the written word, and you don't know what to do with that. You're like, do I put the vinegar in the flour first? Or, oh, I use that to sour the milk. Ah, awesome! Well, if you don't know from the master chef how these things go together, you ain't coming out with pie crust. You are coming out with a mess that's going in the trash. And then you're going to say, there's something wrong with that recipe. It's not working for me. It's not working for me. And isn't that where we were? Maybe it to some degree, actually not maybe, to some degree we still are. We're still saying, Abba, I know it says this, but I've been watching Tiffany's studies and I know that things got messed up. So please show me, teach me from the inside what you're getting at with those words. And then it'll come to you. Put the vinegar in the milk. Awesome! And then, okay. So then you think, okay, I got it. But then you get to the shortening and you think, well, what am I supposed to do with that? And you might not get an answer right away. That's what these Chew on This series is about. Waiting, talking to him, saying, Father, I trust you to teach me. I'm letting go. I'm letting go of teachers. I'm letting go of people. I'm letting go of everything but you. And I want to know what the heck to do with the shortening. And it may just, you're in the shower the next day and it pops to mind, mix the dry and then cut in the shortening. And you're like, oh good, cut in the shortening. What does that mean? Hello, what does that mean? Then you're in a waiting period again. Trusting, okay, he told me to cut it in. He knows I don't know what that means. I just got this word, cut it in. I'm like, okay. And it comes to you that way. And that's why he has had me pull back on the fellowships. It's for you, not against you. It's a gift. In the one where I have Yod, push in the, it took me like 8 tries to get that Yod pushing the French press coffee thing down. So I hope you enjoyed the photograph. But anyway, Yod, what was I saying about that? I don't know. Apparently that point, maybe he wants you to go watch that one again and ask him what point I was trying to make here, because I have no idea what it is. See, that's letting go. In a earlier version of me, I would be horrified. I'd be like, where's the off button? Technical difficulties. So that's letting go. Oh yeah. We need to spend time doing these things. They don't all come. These aren't teachings. They are suggestions for a field trip that takes a minimum of a week. That's why he had me cut back, so that all of you can go when he calls it to mind. I'm going to watch that live stream again. I'm going to read the show more section again and expect and ask Abba to help me chew on things with him in my own tabernacle of my own mind, just me and him, in the prayer shawl, so to speak. You don't need to go buy a prayer shawl. Let's not go crazy. I'm talking about your mind, the Holy of Holies in your mind, that Yeshua is our high priest. He's the only one allowed back there, except he takes us by the hand. That's desire. He reaches his hand out from the Holy of Holies. I don't actually know what that word is. Kodesh of Kodeshim? I don't think so. Alan yelled at me. That's not what it is. So I don't know what it is. But he is in there. If you have desired him to be the master of your mind and renew your mind, and you grasp back and he pulls you in to that beautiful place with him, and he teaches you, and it takes time. You get these words, you get these flashes, you get these things he wants you to chew on and think about in your tabernacle. And I didn't design these to be a week. He did. So I'm hoping for your sake, it's not anything to do with me, that you are going back and saying, let's go on that field trip again, because it was so much fun the first week I did it. And they're there. He's there. Let's go around this tree a few more times, because it's always more. You're never going to go to a chew on this and get nothing out of it because you already did it. Oh, I already chewed on that. I chewed on that actually that day, and then I was twiddling my thumbs because we didn't have any more live streams. No. Oh no. So, he calls these things to mind through songs. Like I just caught a real brief Rahel, hey sis, she had one of Alan's songs called to mind, and I'm assuming that Yahweh had her chew on a lyric or the point of the song or whatever. He had a date with Rahel over that song. So someone's trying to figure out Holy of Holies. It doesn't matter. I'm just kind of making a joke. Don't get hung up on what it would be in Hebrew. We don't really care. That's Gracie knocking on the door. Pardon me. Hey, you're a distraction. I fed you. All right, I know it's hot. She's got a black fur coat she can't take off. It's hot out there today. So use these times, because I believe he's truly preparing us to be forced to be less connected. And he wants us to be more connected, more deeply connected to him when that happens. Now, that's not the only reason, because even if we weren't clearly in the end times, looking up for our redemption draws near, he's wanted this from the garden. He didn't want it lost to begin with. They were echad. They were one, and chose poor counsel and got a set of rules and went down the religious highway to hell. And he's provided the ways out, a treasure map. And people have had the treasure map in their lives, in their living experiences. And we have had the benefit of Alan laying the foundation of the understanding of the Odiot. And we've had even further benefit of going deeper with the roots and understandings, to the point with Tiffany that suddenly a whole flood of scriptures are making personal sense to me. Things that never really added up, and I never had anyone to ask. I couldn't even formulate a question. I just didn't feel that good about whatever it is it was saying, and now I see it. it's like seeing through the words into the Father's heart. That's his eyes. That's his authority working more and more and more. And that's what the Chew on This series and Tiffany's study, especially hidden knowledge, and especially the key of knowledge, which is the latest one. So with this pulling back, in the Yod one, he wants us to look at all the losses in our lives. Like, say, my pulling back on the live stream, that's a loss. How is that really used for good? How is that really a gift from Abba? We've all had things we've considered a loss in our lives, and we've never examined it. That's what that Chew on This was about, how my friend took something away from me, an act I was doing that I thought I needed to do. He took it away. And oh, by the way, before I knew that Abba uses our living experience, everything, it's like I'm in a movie. The carpet isn't by accident, the paint colors, it's not random, it's chosen by the producer. Your life is Abba's movie. He's choosing things on purpose to teach you. Well, I didn't know that. And one day, I was in a hurry, and the coffee press literally blew up in my face and burned me. And if I knew what I knew now, I would say, uh-oh, this isn't something I should be doing. It's going to be something that blows up in my face. But I didn't know that. I was immature. I didn't have I wasn't as far along then as I am now, which is a necessity of the way things work. Our sanctification, our changing is a progressive process. Well, I kept going, and boy, did it ever hurt. It was a painful lesson. It was a painful lesson I could have avoided if I'd picked up on the signs. He gave me a good one, and I ignored it. Oops. So I'm praying, and I'm expecting that the Father is teaching you to pick up on those things, because he's doing them on purpose. He's steering you through your living experience. And we're taught in church, I know, I heard people say, oh, don't read into anything. That's, divination. They don't use that word, but that's what they're getting at. Oh, you're imagining. Oh, God doesn't care. God didn't cause that to blow up. You did. You put too much pressure on it. Ooh, physics. They don't, and I didn't understand it. And so there was a big conflict in me, even now, well, not now, but recently, as I was learning about relying on the rod of authority, not the anemic recipe. I felt, am I doing something wrong? Boy, is that the opposition to Abba's rod working in you, planting the seed. He's the seed of opposition. And you hear in your voice, in your own head, your own mind, it sounds like you going, oh, I don't know if I should be really relying on him. What if I'm not hearing his voice? He says, my sheep know my voice. If you have and you desire him, then you have him. That's it. That is the summary. I hope Tiffany doesn't mind that I've summarized hours of study with one thing, because it's not me, it's the Father. It's not me. If you desire him, you have him. If you desire him with all yourself and your whole mind and your heart and your soul and everything top of your head down to your toes, desire him, not desire others who desire him or whatever else, but making Elohim number one on a list of one that Alan said for years is the hidden knowledge and the key of knowledge study all in one sentence. If he's the only thing on your list, then that he is your desire, and therefore you have him. So spend these Chew on This series wisely. We don't have time to not learn these things, learn how to go deeper with Abba. He's giving us these things. He's giving them to me for me. I'm doing it with you. I'm not in my ivory tower, directing this show and saying, oh, I think they should chew on this. No, the Father causes me to chew on these things and share the field trip experience with you so that you personally alone can go on the field trip with Abba too. It's like the favorite teacher, and everyone wishes they could just go on a field trip with that teacher, and you really can, because he's him and he can be alone with each one of us all the time. Wow, was that mind-blowing. I didn't mean to say that either. So anyway, I think we're done, because I just got that. We're done now. And go to the chat and just fellowship for a little bit. There's Vanessa in Texas, Shalom, Matt and Beth, Rahel. It's, oh my gosh, it's so great to see you. Eric, Rangel, and Tanya. Oh, goodness. Oh, there's Valerie, Christine. Hey. Wow. Love you guys. It's just, hey, there's Jaffa. Shalom, our newbie. Woo! I'm so excited to see you. Yeah, someone's in the kitchen with Abba. He's been bringing that in the kitchen with Dinah song. I don't know how the age groups here, but that's a real song. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's anyway, there's Joanne, and let's see, who else? Hey, there's Albert. Good to see you, man. I think I saw Ken earlier. I saw Vanessa, like I said, she is called to be somewhere else during the live stream today. Praise Abba, she is obedient. That's awesome. Oh, Rahel knows that song. So now all of you, hey, there's Kelly and Paul. Welcome. Hey, there's Dev. Hey, brother. So now all of you are going to be, someone's in the kitchen with Abba. Hopefully you in the kitchen with Abba. Learning how to cook without a recipe. Woo! Hey, there's Lauren and Shorty. Oh, wow. Hey, Paul is a newbie. Welcome. Yes, Paul, all the newbies truly need to read the Show More sections and watch the live streams as the Father gives you the time to do it. Don't just power watch them, because then you'll miss the field trips. They're field trips. It's very exciting. I'm sure you'll find it exciting. But I have a playlist, CoT, Fellowship, or maybe the playlist is called Chew on This, but I shorten it in the titles of the videos just so that I can have the title actually show up, because Chew on This is kind of long. But go to the Chew on This playlist and chew on things. That's really a fun way to say meditate. That's really chewing, like chewing the cud. In my Show More sections, I have two links. One is to our sister Vanessa, who has a wrench, who isn't here today, but she has one on chewing the cud. It has a cow on the thumbnail. Watch that before you do the Chew on This series, so you know what on earth we're talking about. And then, if it, like my banner says, the deep roots of the living word, you go to Tiffany's channel, also linked in my Show More section, and you will understand by his opening your eyes, ears, and mind to process it. Be sure you go to him and do not lean on your own understanding, because if you try to do that, you will fall. You will think you understand something you don't understand, and that's it's thinking you have something you don't have, and we don't want to be in that position on that great day of thinking we have something we don't have. We have to desire the Father's will and understanding in order to receive it on the inside of us. So there we have it. How to this is truly his desire for all of you hearing this at any time, to have the deepest relationship you can have with the Father in these vessels that we have right now. You are not going to be perfect. You will be made complete. You will be being made complete, being made more one with him through meditation. And I don't mean the crazy meditation. We're talking about chewing things over with Abba, not Twix. Which reminds me too, the Echad squad, Vanessa, Tiffany, and I, were reminiscing about the Calgon commercials. Calgon, take me away! And, the obvious correlation to looking up, and, I don't have to say anymore. If you're too young for the Calgon commercials, they're on YouTube, so enjoy. So he's telling me it's time to wrap it up. So, okay, let's bow our hearts and wrap it up. Abba, Father, we come humbly before you in awe that you want to spend time with us in your kitchen, the master chef who makes everything work together for good. We can't mess it up. You call us our helpers, but you don't need help. You just want to be with us. You could do it all without us, but you don't want to. And that is more than we can take in. Help us to honor that gift with our time and our whole selves. Teach us to let go of anything that is keeping us out of the kitchen with Abba. Because you're right there, and you're cooking with or without us. You don't need us to be there, but boy, what a fun time to spend with you, because you want to spend time with us. It's a miracle. Oh, Abba, thank you for reaching your hand out to us and giving us the courage and the strength to reach out and grasp your hand through Yeshua. In fact, we pray in you, Yahweh, through Yeshua. And everyone who agrees bows to the King and says, I agree. Until next time, Havarim, here or there, Shalom.